Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a GW Tiger P, the Porsche version of the Tiger, but with the artillery piece on top, the Geschutzwagen, and it's on the south spawn of Cliff, and it's being commanded by Goliath Killer 1. Now, we've covered some of his replays before, and you can see that this particular GW Tiger P doesn't actually have any camo on it. It does actually help sometimes to put camo on your Arty, because any bit of concealment can help you. I've actually had instances where I've had enemy tanks come within 50 meters of my vehicle and they still couldn't see me, because I was in a bush with full camo crew and training, and they just couldn't see a thing. Okay, right, now he's extending his aim. I'm enlarging the mini-map because I like to see what's going on. It's always helpful to have a big mini-map so you can see the flow of the battle, look for the targets. He fires around into that AC-48, and yes, he gets a nice big hit there. 333 hit points straight away. Now he is relocating, sort of. He's not really actually moved that far. He's actually stayed in the same bush. Now, I wouldn't advise against doing that, because if the enemy saw the tracer the first time, they'll fire at the same bush. So if you move forward and then move back into the same bush, all you're doing is just relocating for a brief second and then making yourself available to the enemy to counter battery. Okay, 3 seconds to go. He's almost ready to load. He's indicating his target. Round out. Okay, he's moved, and another 358 hit points, 2 critical hits. He's moved forward just a little. He's so far away from the enemy here, he could sit in the open and they wouldn't see him because it's just too far. The only worry is if somebody comes up onto the cliff face at around F3, F4, that they might actually overlook the cap and see where he is located. But he's carrying on to target that AMX AC-48. Meanwhile, there's a big ding-dong battle going on near the centre hill, the lighthouse hill, at the confrontation point in E5 and 6. Oh, he wipes out the AC-48 this time. 295 hit points, and he's turning to face the cliff. Or is he? No, he's actually going around the back of the cliff. 2 enemies have turned up, an IS-6 and a KV-2, and they're trying to come around the back to attack his forces, his teammates, but there's a T-150 there and another IS-6 on his team, and he's waiting for the reload to go through so he can put a shot in. It looks like the western pass is all but cleared. There's just a T-34-85 in there now, zeroing in on the IS-6, which is probably the more dangerous of the opponents there. Rounds out. And another direct hit, 504 hit points. That's a good strike. Now, he did knock over that tree when he backed up. That might have given his position away, but he might also be selling a dummy. Now, oh no, he's putting back into the same position again. Again, I wouldn't advise against. I'd advise against doing that, because all you're doing is advertising to the enemy where you are and then pulling back into the same position. T-34-85 on the western pass has been joined by heavy tank number 6, proving to be a bit of resistance. Right, so VK-3001B, no, he's been taken out. So it's just the IS-6 that he hit earlier, still sitting in that corner. But since most of the forces on the confrontation point on the centre have been wiped out, he's not going to go for that T-29, I think. Oh, no, he's switched back to the IS-6 again, who's suddenly exposed himself. Dialing in the aim. Ready, rounds out. Direct hit! 568 hit points. That was a really good hit, that one. And he's picked up some stun assist as well. And it's been taken out, so that's no longer a problem. That IS-6 and the forces that were there, the IS-6 on his side and the T-150, can now divert their attention to that T-29. Whilst the forces that are up on top of the hill can shoot down on the KV-13. Right, but the Crusader SP has been seen in the enemy cap. The forces have broken through the western passage. They're rapidly approaching the cap, and there's an Su-14-2, the school bus. Rounds out. And a direct hit. 262 hit points, and he's out the game. Back in the garage. Right, that Crusade SP is going for the dip. Right over the cliff edge. Into the dip. He's going to be very difficult to shoot, and he's been taken out. So, okay, T29. He's round the edge of the cliff there, round the edge of the mountain. And he's taking some damage. It's going to be a little while. Oh, no. Goliath Killer isn't reloaded yet, but 6 seconds he will be. Then he'll be able to have a go at that KB-13. Now, it appears the GW Panther is also having a go at that KB-13. Now, his team are capping at the moment. They've got 3 in the cap. There's only 1 tank left. They might as well collect it. That's Splash! 253 hit points. It's always worth doing that. If a tank is hiding behind a building edge like that, you try to aim for the edge and splash them. It discourages them from staying behind the rock, and it could actually kill them in the process. And they've won the battle. They managed to finish it off. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's a 3rd class tanker for Goliath Killer 1 in the GW Tiger P. He also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, and that's exactly what he got, just 5. And he picked up the High Calibre because he did the most damage in that battle, at least 20% of the enemy hit points, and we can see them there. If we look at the team scores, well, top on damage, 2,573 hit points. Second top on when it came to kills, joint second with 2 kills. And he also managed to get 3rd place when it came to base XP of 735 experience points. He fired 7 rounds, got 4 direct hits, 4 penetrations, 3 splash. That's pretty good averages, that is. That's very good, considering it's only 7 shots in total. Did damage of 2,573 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He damaged 4 enemy vehicles, killed 2 of them. He also did damage assistance of 125 hit points and stun assistance of 300. He did 5 stuns in total. On the standard account, he earned 25,286 credits. But after ammunition resupply, and he didn't use much ammo, but it is expensive, about 2,000 rounds a shot, he was left with 10,726 credits. He received base XP of 735, and there was no multipliers. So all of those people who've purchased GW Tiger Ps, don't be discouraged. They're actually quite good. Pardon me. Goliath Killer 1 has actually proved that you can have an effective battle and pick up a high caliber using this particular Arty. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in the next video.